All right, I think we're live now or recording.
Hello, everyone. This is Realtor Linda Peltz. I'm here today with Raul, and he's going to tell you all about his property management. So go ahead, take it away, Raul.
Thank you, Linda, for your time and everyone that will watch this video. My name is Raul Pelcastre. I don't expect you to pronounce my name. Um, I'm with Income Property Management. I'm an agent like you guys. I'm based in Fresno, Gettysburg and 168. I want to tell you a little bit about my business. It's property management. I focus on residential property. And even though I have experience in the commercial side, I rather focus on the residential units. So that means, single families, and of course, and multifamily buildings. And I know there's, the last time I counted, I think there's well over 100 management companies in Fresno. I was kind of surprised because I think Fresno is a small city. However, if you one of the first things that people ask me, well, what do you do different? Um, I think maybe it's not different, but I'm a work I'm a workaholic. Even though I don't own these properties that I manage, I manage them as if they were my own, which means I take that side of the business personal,
You
and of course, you know my fiduciary duty is to all the parties involved, but my main focus is to benefit the owners because that's why they hire me. Uh,
definitely.
to make the property perform.
We as realtors in general take it very serious, most of us, that, we're here for them and for their best interest, and we're here to protect them. And I'm sure in the property management aspect, it's a lot of the same thing because you're also a
Correct,
licensed realtor.
correct. It's the same thing. We owe everything to them. So having said that, I can tell you real quick, I don't have long-term agreements, and that's by design because I want people who hire me to stay with me voluntarily because they like my services, not because they're bound to a contract. So that helps them to test my services, and also in our business, it goes beyond performing uh, your services. One of my last brokers told me that people do business with people that they like each other. So
Well,
that's
they have to trust us, right? Because
correct.
we are there to protect them, but if they don't trust us, then we can't protect them because they don't trust us. So
Correct.
we are there to help you and to protect you. So you do have to trust us. So yes, there is a definite working relationship between not only realtors but property managers, right? Because we're there to protect the client. So in order to
Exactly.
do that, it's their responsibility to make sure that they can communicate well with us and that they like our services, and that they're again, that basic trust is there, that they know we're really there to
Correct.
on their side.
That is correct. Now, there are different types of property owners. Um, the ones that have owned rental property for a while, they know what they're doing, and of course, they can do it themselves. You know, but the reason why they still hire me is because they want to do something else for their time, but they're doing a great job on their own. Um, so that's the number one reason. And then the new property owners, then they know how to own the property, but now they ask me, okay, so now what do I do with it? So that's where I come in, right? So I get to tell them, okay, well, we can say this when we advertising to rent the property, but we cannot say that, or we can do this, but we cannot do that. So it's always like this puzzle that you're trying to put together, and of
And
course to
there
make
is
everything
so many laws governing both our agencies. I mean, it is amazing. When I did this last update on my license, the things that they're coming out with the marketing, and things you can say and things you can't say, and things that are offensive, and things that will, give you a fine and lose your license. And I'm sure you have those too.
correct. And now that you talked about license renewal or people that are just trying to get their license, one of the questions that I remember is that under the eyes of the law, we're held under the same standards as lawyers. Okay, but we're not licensed to practice law. So if I'm going to be held to the same standards, okay, then I better know the side of that law thoroughly, because we're held up to that standard, you know. And maybe later, I don't know, you want to pass the bar exam, because sometimes I feel like might as well do that, and practice law as well, because you have to be well versed. In California, there's a law and a rule and a zoning and an ordinance, and Jesus Christ, it's for everything. So we have to be well versed. So
Yes.
we walk that fine line. We always walking on eggshells in a lot of our transactions. So yes, so that's the only thing that I can do different for as other property managers. I just take my work very personal.
Well, one thing I think I can add to that is not only do they need to trust us, but we need to trust and know that they want to follow the laws, because we're not going to break the laws. We're not going to take the chance
Correct.
of losing our license for them. We're going to give you the facts. What is that old saying? Just the facts, ma'am. But we're
Exactly.
going to give them the facts. What they do with it, it has to be their decision. But I
Exactly.
like you. I mean, I'm not willing to lose my license over their bad decisions. I gave you how it works. I gave you what, I think you should do, but there again, it's ultimately their decision on how they do it or what they do, or if they even work with
Exactly.
us at all.
Yeah, and you read my mind. That responsibility to follow the law also falls on them as well, not just us. Uh, because they're still being held accountable.
Correct. And
You
even
know.
like, these ones that's trying to do it themselves or trying to cut corners or, in my industry or your industry, you can get into some serious trouble. Will you? I don't know. It depends on,
Exactly.
there's what's that old saying? I used to tell my kids there's always somebody bigger and badder and has more knowledge than you do. So you be careful, make your decisions wisely.
Exactly. And that's
Don't get
another.
in with so make sure that, if you want to cut corners and do things your way, that, someday you may run into somebody that has a lot more knowledge and you end up in court. And
True.
they say, I don't remember the exact percentage, but it's like 70% or something like that of all real estate lawsuits are from people that's tried to do it themselves, either for sale by owners or property managers that's, trying to run their own properties and's gotten in trouble, didn't follow the laws that's out there, something like that. So it's some huge percentage, whatever real estate uh, lawsuits out there is typically the biggest percentage of them are somebody that's trying to do it themselves, cut corners,
Exactly.
save
And
expense.
that is a great point. I still meeting up to this day. In fact, last week I had a meeting with another property owner. Uh, they still think because they're the owner of the property, the laws don't apply to them. And so that is so common. So I had to say it as nicely and diplomatic as possible. Unfortunately, you are wrong. You're still bound by these laws, whether you hire me or not. So it's out there.
Mhm.
And I know we all want to save expenses. I know, I get it. It's a business. You're here for a profit. But
We
you
have
have to
a roof to keep over our head and families to feed, just like everybody else.
correct. And part of any business is risk management. It has to be there.
Hmm.
It has to be there. And so, yeah, that is a great point. So, yeah, having said that, and now also I want to say that I'm super flexible with my agreements and the owners as well, because many of them have been, for lack of a better term, not a great experience with their previous manager, and they don't want to hire anybody else again, and they want to do it on
Right.
their own. And
They like to
um,
compare us with other people or other realtors, or in your case, other property managers. And sometimes, that's where I think an interview comes in. And
correct,
I invite all my buyers, sellers, I'm usually at their house, but my buyers to interview me. Make sure that you like, what you're hearing. Make sure you like me,
right,
because you need to trust me that I'm looking out for your best interest and I'm telling you the truth. There are a lot of And I'm sure you run into it in your industry, a lot of, realtors that's out there trying to tell them what they want to hear, but it doesn't make it the truth. And
Yeah,
it's an interview process. You just need to make sure you trust whoever it is that you hire. I'm not making you hire me, but I do want you to realize I am there for you and I am going to look out for your best interest and I am going to keep you out of trouble. But there are certain decisions you're going to have to say yes or no to, and you have to be able to make it.
that is correct. Another point I would like to talk about is this is not related to property management, but it's related to pretty much the big name companies. Um, so I think I can say this name because it's pretty popular. The Bank of America. Years ago, I was doing a transaction and they were originating the loan. So long and behold, my my buyer thought that the bigger name entities, like that should know in everything, and they should be experts because they're well known in name. So, but unfortunately, we proved to be wrong, and we went to the middle of the transaction, and then I get a phone call from the loan officer and tells me, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. So that particular loan officer, lacked the experience. Yeah, there was a big, nice logo behind his desk, but that didn't make any difference. Ultimately, we wouldn't be able, we couldn't close the transaction. So big names don't necessarily translate to the best service. I can tell you that for my personal experience.
I know that we in the real estate buy sell area, which is where I handle most of them, is having some huge law changes here that's coming about. I hope our industry, represents clients well. I mean, I can't guarantee everybody does, but I'm finding there's a good portion of realtors that aren't up on the law changes, and it's very interesting, and they're still trying to poach clients and different things and thinks they're going to get out of signing the buyer's agreement and just all the different changes that's coming. So please, people, in the buying area mainly, make sure you are comfortable with whatever information your new buyer's agent is telling you, because you only get one chance at a buyer's agent to help you through this process. You don't get to jump
Very true.
around and waste other people's time. And I don't know, is the property management side seeing any changes in the law
Yes,
here? Because ours is coming
absolutely.
and it's
And
going to be
and,
all
and that,
finalized by August 17th on the realtor side.
correct. On the real estate side, at the end of the year we'll see changes. But in property management, there has been new laws during the pandemic, 2020,
Mm-hmm.
and then new laws came in January 1st of this year, and then April 1st, and then July 1st.
Wow. So you've had
Uh,
some
I,
implemented
I
too.
don't know why they're picking and choosing between different months, but
Right.
all throughout the year, new laws have gone into effect for property management.
Interesting. Very interesting stuff. Do you have anything in closing that you'd like to share? Maybe your contact information?
Yeah, I prefer the first contact through a simple telephone call, 559-288-8277, or you can meet me in person in my office, or you can go to your property and ask away.
Nice, nice. Everybody, this is Realtor Linda Peltz. I will include all this information down below, his contact information, as well as you can get a hold of me and I can get you over to Raul. Everybody, this is Realtor Linda Peltz. I'm here for all your real estate needs and questions. Just feel free, give me a call, give me a text, whatever works. Again, my information will be down below. My license number 01997670, and I will catch you on the next one. Everybody have a wonderful day.